Okay, ready to dive into a world you probably haven't thought much about. Starch extraction.
Starch extraction?
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
I know. Doesn't exactly sound like a thriller,
Right.
but trust me, this stuff, it's in everything.
It is.
And the people who extract it, starch extraction operators, they are the unsung heroes
Yeah.
of a surprising number of industries.
You're right. It's not something that usually makes headlines, but think about it. Bread, pasta, medicine, even biofuels.
Biofuels, wow, I didn't realize.
Starch is the common link.
Interesting.
And today we're going deep into what these operators do,
Yeah.
the trends shaping their field, and why this seemingly niche career path might be more relevant than you think.
Seriously, I have to admit, before we dug into this RoleCatcher guide, I
Yeah.
had no clue.
Yeah.
Starch just, like, appeared,
Yeah.
as if by magic.
Dr-
So, for those of us who aren't, food scientists,
Mhm.
what exactly does a starch extraction operator do all day?
Okay. So, imagine a symphony of massive machinery
Okay.
with our operator as the conductor.
Okay.
They're responsible for that entire process
Hmm.
of extracting starch from raw materials like corn, potatoes, or tapioca
Hmm.
using a high-tech process called wet milling.
Wet milling.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lot more complex than simply grinding up corn.
Wet milling? Okay, suddenly I'm picturing, like, giant vats of cornstarch slurry.
Yes.
Not exactly glamorous.
It's not your typical desk job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
These operators work in environments that can be hot,
Yeah.
noisy, and dusty. We're talking industrial-sized centrifuges, hydrocyclones,
Hydrocyclones.
machines most people haven't even heard
I
of.
was going to say, you've lost me.
They need to be comfortable operating this heavy machinery, following strict safety protocols, and ensuring the quality of the extracted starch at the end of the day.
It sounds pretty demanding.
It is.
But I'm guessing there's got to be a reason why someone would choose this path, right?
Yeah.
Besides, the essential nature of their work, I mean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher highlights some pretty compelling perks.
Okay.
For one, the pay is decent, and there's often opportunity for overtime.
Overtime. Okay.
Plus, think about the skills these operators develop. Problem solving under pressure, meticulous attention to detail, the ability to keep complex systems running smoothly.
Right.
These are highly transferable skills
Okay.
that are in high demand across numerous industries.
So even beyond starch extraction, those skills could open doors to different opportunities. Now, that's smart career planning. But before we get ahead of ourselves, tell me more about how one climbs that career ladder within the field. How do you go from, like, entry level to, starch master?
Well, it usually starts with entry-level positions,
Oh,
learning the ropes under the guidance of seasoned operators. You'd be operating equipment under supervision, getting a feel for the process, and starting to master those all-important safety protocols.
it's like an apprenticeship for the 21st century, right? Learning a specialized trait from the ground up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you gain experience, you can move up to a junior operator role.
Junior operator, okay.
This is where you start to gain more independence.
Okay, so you're not just shadowing anymore.
Exactly. You're operating equipment on your own, optimizing machine settings, and even troubleshooting minor malfunctions.
Oh, wow. So you need some problem-solving skills there.
Yes, absolutely. RoleCatcher stresses the importance of teamwork at this stage, too. You're collaborating with more experienced operators, bouncing ideas off each other, learning the tricks of the trade, so to speak.
Okay, I'm getting a better picture now. You start by mastering the basics, then move into more of a leadership role as you gain experience. What happens when you reach, like, the top of the food chain?
Chuckles.
Or should I say, the top of the starch silo?
Nice one.
Had to get that one in. But seriously, what does that level of responsibility actually entail? It sounds pretty high pressure.
Well, those who rise to the level of senior starch extraction operator, they become the go-to experts on the floor.
So it's a big step up from running just one piece of equipment.
It is. They oversee multiple pieces of equipment, troubleshooting complex issues, and ensuring the quality and consistency of the final product.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility.
It is, and they're often responsible for mentoring and training junior staff, too, passing on their hard-won expertise.
So it's not just about technical skills anymore. It's also about leadership and communication.
Exactly. At that level, you need to be able to not only do the work, but also guide and inspire others to do it well.
That's fascinating. So we've gone from a world of heavy machinery and industrial processes to one of leadership strategy and high-level decision-making. Talk about a career with hidden depths.
Exactly. And that's what I love about these deep dives. You never know what you'll uncover. But let's not forget the practical side of things.
Right. Because while becoming a starchitect, Sounds intriguing. I imagine it's not as simple as showing up with a love of potatoes and a willingness to learn.
Wow, it's a little more involved than that. But the good news is you don't necessarily need a fancy degree to get started.
Okay, that's good news for those of us who maybe didn't take their traditional academic route.
RoleCatcher emphasizes the importance of a strong work ethic and a willingness to learn. They say that while a high school diploma is generally preferred, a lot of the training happens on the job.
So it's more about hands-on experience, learning by doing.
Exactly.
That makes sense. But what about someone who's looking to switch careers? Does prior experience in a related field give you a leg up?
Absolutely. Experience in manufacturing production or even just operating machinery in any capacity can be incredibly valuable.
So those skills are transferable.
They are. And RoleCatcher actually provides some pretty cool resources for people looking to make a career switch. They have links to online courses, industry workshops, even professional associations where you can connect with other folks in the field.
It's like they've created a roadmap for anyone who wants to enter the world of starch extraction.
They have.
That's impressive. But even with the right experience and training, let's be honest, it's not always easy to stand out in the competitive job market. What does RoleCatcher suggest aspiring starch extractors do to make their applications shine?
They emphasize the importance of highlighting those transferable skills we talked about.
Right, like problem solving, teamwork, those sorts of things.
Exactly. So if you've got experience troubleshooting equipment, working under pressure, or managing a team, shout it from the rooftops, these are all highly sought-after qualities in a starch extraction operator.
So it's all about connecting the dots for potential employers, showing them how your previous experience translates into the skills they're looking for. I like it. It's like a puzzle, figuring out how your unique set of skills fits into this larger picture.
It is.
But what about the interview itself? Once you've landed that coveted interview, what kind of questions should you be prepared to answer?
Well, RoleCatcher actually provides a whole bunch of sample interview questions, which I thought was super helpful. They cover everything from your technical knowledge of starch extraction to your problem-solving abilities to how you handle working under pressure.
Okay, so you can't just wing it. You need to be prepared to demonstrate a genuine understanding of the field and not just parrot back what you read on the website.
Exactly. It's about showcasing your passion, your curiosity, your willingness to learn and grow. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you a successful starch extraction operator, a genuine interest in the work and a commitment to doing it well.
That's great advice. So we've covered the ins and outs of the job itself, the career progression, the skills and qualifications needed, and even how to ace that all-important interview. But before we move on, I'm curious to dig a little deeper into some of the challenges and rewards of this line of work. We've painted a pretty rosy picture so far, but let's get real. It can't all be smooth sailing and perfectly extracted starch.
Right.
You're right. Every job has its challenges, and it's good to be realistic about them. What are some of the maybe less glamorous aspects of this line of work that we should be aware of?
Well, remember those hot and noisy environments we talked about? That wasn't just for effect. It's the reality. The work can be physically demanding, you know. You're on your feet a lot, dealing with heavy machinery, and it's not always going to be smooth sailing.
So someone who prefers a quiet, perfectly climate-controlled office might not be cut out for this.
Probably not, no. And it's not just the physical stuff either. Some of the tasks can get a bit repetitive, which might not appeal to everyone. Plus, shift work is common in this field, so you need to be okay with potentially unusual hours. Flexibility is key.
You really have to think about your personality and preferences when considering this career path. But let's talk about the positives. What are some of the things that make people love this work?
One thing that RoleCatcher highlighted was the feeling of satisfaction. You're playing a crucial role in something important, you know? These operators are literally helping to put food on our tables.
Oh, absolutely. Medicines in our cabinet.
It's essential.
Even fuel in our cars.
Wow. I never thought about it like that before. It's like they're the unsung heroes of modern life.
Exactly. And there's also a strong sense of community, from what I've read. They rely on each other, support each other. It's more than just a job. It's a team effort.
That's great. A real sense of camaraderie. Before we wrap things up, was there anything else that really stood out to you about this career path?
You know, I was surprised by how many different industries rely on starch extraction operators. We've talked a lot about food and beverages, but they're also in textiles, pharmaceuticals, even biofuels. It's a surprisingly versatile skill set. It's like this hidden thread connecting all these different parts of our lives. And it seems like with a growing focus on sustainability and natural products, starch extraction is only going to become more important.
Absolutely. So, for anyone listening who's looking for a career with a real impact, something that's more than just a job, this could be it.
You're right, it's not just about the starch, is it? It's about being part of something bigger. Well, that was fascinating. Before today, I had no idea how interesting and impactful the world of starch extraction could be. I feel like we've uncovered a hidden gem of a career path here, one that offers stability, growth, and a chance to really make a difference.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It just goes to show you never know where a little curiosity will lead you.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into the world of starch extraction operators. We hope this has given you a new appreciation for the hidden heroes of this vital industry, and maybe even inspired you to explore new possibilities in your own career journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep asking questions, and remember, there's always something new to discover.